Well, hello, mission friends. I am here with Pastor David Robinson. He's the lead pastor at Cannon Beach Community Church. And yes, we do have a covenant church on the Oregon coast. And David has graciously responded to my invitation to ask him to briefly talk about Bless, the intentional evangelism initiative of the Evangelical Covenant Church. So we're just going to jump right in. So David, how does Cannon Beach Community Church celebrate Bless? And what's your pattern been?
Well, we launch every first Sunday in January. We launch Bless as a 5-month-long initiative campaign where we emphasize it every single week for 5 months. And each month is one of the letters. So January is our begin with prayer. And February, we encourage people that all month long in February to listen with care, and then eat together in March. Of course, it's during Lent, and so it really works well.
Yeah, right.
And then in April, we, to serve others with love. And then May, we really encourage people to find those 5 people that we've laid out in the very first Sunday of January. We ask people to choose 5 names of people that aren't not involved with church and don't know what the good news that we know, and saying by May, have an opportunity to share with them God's amazing love story. So we do it over 5 months. This year, it's 22 Sundays.
Wow. How did you decide to do it that way over 5 months?
Oh, living here on the coast, we don't do flash in the pan. We do things slowly and as surely as the tides come and go. And so we just said, we just want to help people gradually grow in this way of life rather than having one Sunday where people go, well, forget it and go on to the next thing. We said we want to teach people in this way of life over many years, over many months. And so every single year, January through May, we emphasize Bless as a 5-month-long campaign. I first discovered that when I was in an evangelism cohort with the Pacific Northwest Conference. Greg and you said, you got to get involved with this. And Beth Severinsen, then our director of evangelism, taught that. And she just said, oh, that's a really good plan. I said, okay, well, cool, let's give it a try. So we started it back in 2018 was our first year.
Okay. And what fruit have you seen come out of that? What benefit?
Well, more and more people know the language of Bless, and they know it's not just something the Covenant Church does. In fact, most of them don't even know that the Covenant Church does it. They just know something that we do. Yeah. And they say, oh, it's such a beautiful way to connect up with people here on the coast, because I love praying for my neighbors. I love praying for my family. So this is a prayerful church. And gradually over time, I've heard more and more people say, that neighbor that I didn't even know what their name is, I now have got to know their name, and the Lord has opened up doors. And now we've had meals together, and it's really been great to see new relationships blossom with people that I kind of knew or didn't even know, but you helped me to become more aware of who they are and engage with them. And the Lord has used it in so many sweet stories up and down the North Coast. So it's been a gift.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Just speaks to that, just creating that culture around it and that common language and how important that is. And it takes time to do that. Yeah. What challenges have you faced with it?
Well, last year, 2020, what challenges did we face? So we got to March, and, right in the middle of our Bless campaign where we're saying, hey, every single Sunday eat together, all of a sudden we didn't have in-house worship. And so we kind of began focusing upon trying to make the adjustments and the pivots for COVID. And we gave up the campaign in March. That was a bummer. And this year we're just going to press on every single Sunday. It becomes like a little 5 to 8 minute encouragement every single week for 22 weeks, all 5 months long. And we'll say things like, hey, have you chosen your 5 names? And this year, we had to create a virtual Bless card, and the denomination has one, but those all go to Chicago. And we wanted ours to go to our church administrator, who's also a webmaster, so she can create a prayer list and hand it out to our prayer teams and say, would you be please praying for these folks? And we have about 200 people in this congregation, so I call it our 1,000 people campaign.
Wow,
if all 200 turned in 5 names, there'd be 1,000 people we're praying for. Usually it's 400 or 500. And we say, it's not the numbers, it's the quality of connection, each person, each life to each life. So we call it living the Jesus way, the Jesus blessing way. Jesus, he lived this beautiful, blessed way of life. And we just say, hey, we want to walk in the way that Jesus does. So it's cool.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing, just even briefly. Go ahead.
Give a little plug. Dave Ferguson, who's the lead pastor of Community Church just south of Chicago, not a covenant pastor, but he's the one that came up with the acronym BLESS.
Oh, right.
And his book was just released last week. It's called BLESS, and it teaches this way of living for congregational life and growth and health and vitality. And I just bought that book. All of our leadership team members are getting it this coming Saturday when we meet. And we're going to read through it all. So I'm just trying to encourage more and more of our body to live this beautiful way of life. And I just want to commend you sisters and brothers across the conference to say, BLESS is such a gift to helping us to be more of the people that Jesus wants us to be, to walk in his way. Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you. Thanks for that plug too. I will add that to the resources that we send out to everyone. So thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Appreciate what you're doing. And we look forward to receiving the cards from Cannon Beach Community Church at our annual meeting, our annual celebration, and being able to pray with you. So
do that. Thanks so much, sister. God bless you, Dawn. See you all. Bye-bye.